guys, I'm Chez Pride, and happy Pride Month. It is officially June, which means it is officially both Pride Month and my birthday month. So I always try to make June a fun rainbow pride and fun-filled month here on my channel. More so than every other month at least, because let's be real, LGBT-related content is just the norm on my channel at this point. There is a reason there is Pride in my online name. And today will be no different because you know I had to start off Pride Month with a Pride-themed Create a Sim video because I have done that for multiple years now. But if you don't know me, hello, once again, my name is Chez Pride, or Cat in my blood form. I'm an autistic female that is almost level 29, and I identify as pansexual. I came out as bi at like a younger age, and later on I learned about the term pansexual and corrected my sexual preference term. And coming out over the years has definitely had its ups and downs. I've gotten kicked out of church, I've been bullied into homeschooling, or on the flip side, if I was with a male presenting person, I just didn't get taken seriously. And for me, I just always knew that I was pansexual, to the point that I just thought that was the normal for everyone before I ever learned there were sexual preferences. Because in my logical little head, I was like, why would the gender of a person change whether you love them or not? That just didn't make sense to me. So I've always been prideful, and when I learned that there was hate towards love in this world, it just made it more so to the point that being prideful became a part of my personality and has been part of my personality for 2 decades now. And I let it show through this channel because I figured if I could be a safe place or a positive distraction for at least one person while having the own fun stress relief of making videos, I feel like that makes my videos worth it, because you never know if a person needs that or not. So to start out Pride Month for 2026, we are doing what I am calling a Rainbow Generation Family Create a Sim speed run, where I will be doing the same logic I did when I sped ran the Not So Berry and Berry Legacy Challenge in Create a Sim. And that is to start off with a couple, use the random genetics tool to create a child, and then age them up and count them as the first generation and start with the color theme, and then download a sim with the same color theme to use the random genetics tool to create their child, making the second generation, give them a makeover for that color, and then it just keeps going until we have a full family of rainbow sims. And today I'm not doing a full 10 like I did for the legacy challenges, because I figured 8 sims is how much you can have in a household, and 8 is definitely enough to cover a full color rainbow scale. So we are going to do 8 generations of a Create a Sim speedrun that is completely rainbow themed. So for this challenge, I am bringing back a rainbow sim that I made in another Pride Month video in like 2018, and we are going to randomize her a wife off the gallery, and then we're going to have their child be the red generation. Then, like I said, download them a partner, and we'll have the orange, blah blah blah. So we'll have red, orange, yellow, green, teal, blue, purple, and pink as the Sims colors for the different generations of Sims. So we are going to start as infants and then age them up, see them grow up and until they are a young adult, and then give them a colored themed makeover. And as far as the Sims go, I have already pre-chosen the aspiration, genders, and names, but I kind of want to randomize the traits once we get to a young adult. So basically my theory is I will randomize traits until I find a trait that matches the color of the generation, and then base their style off their randomized personality. Also, I will be doing every generation switching genders again, but this time all the partners will be same-sex partners. So like I said, I made this sim a super long time ago for a Pride Month video, and you can definitely tell from her clothes and her makeup and even her hair, she was definitely made back in 2018, but I have used her for a few videos since then, but it's been a while, so I'm going to do a reintroduction. So this is Jayla Hayes, and I'm pretty sure I randomized that name, but I gave her the soulmate aspiration. She is creative, she loves the outdoors, and she's a goofball. She is very well-rounded, and I believe she was intended to be a lesbian. She may have been intended to be bi, but I've always had her have female partners, and today will be no different. So basically what I want to do to give her a partner to start the red generation is I literally just want to go to add a new sim, and we're gonna just randomize off the gallery until I find someone with looks and traits I feel like would go with her well. Ooh, what about this girl? This girl is named Ivy Finch. She's a bodybuilder, athletic, vegetarian, and materialistic. I think she's very cute. She definitely gives like feminine lesbian vibe to me. So maybe let's make her our spouse. But we're gonna have Jayla and Ivy be parents here, and we're just gonna go ahead and use the random genetics tool to create their first child. So I do want the first child to actually be a male, because all the other challenges I've done that are like this, I've started out with females. So I thought a male would be fun to start out with for the red generation. Let's just break down the rules real quick. So pretty much how I normally roll this is kind of how I would roll a random genetics challenge. So I randomize 3 times. Whichever child it randomizes on is the one we're stuck with, and we can only change things when we give them makeover that you can change cosmetically like right away without having to have plastic surgery. So you can't change their body type, you can't change, their facial features, but you can change like their hair color, their eye color, obviously anything to do with their clothes and makeup, anything like that. But like I said, I'm going to randomize the traits. I've already pre-picked the names and the aspirations. So let's go ahead and randomize them a sum. We're going to randomize this 3 times. So 1, 2, and 3. Oh, I love that it's a redhead by like automatic. That's amazing. I know neither their last name is Rainbow, but we're just gonna name it Rainbow for the sake of the fact this is a Rainbow Generation Challenge. And for the first little boy, I have decided to name him Crimson, like the red color crimson. So Crimson here is our first child, and let's go see what he looks like while he ages up. Now obviously he's not gonna have red clothes when we randomly age him up, but we can see what hair preferences he chose growing up and what his facial features looked like as they grew. So let's go ahead. This is him as an infant. Let's make him a toddler. Oh, I love the shaggy hair with the teal eyes. That's really pretty. And that jawline is going to be very defined. But let's go into a child. Oh, he shaved his hair. He kind of went for like a nerdy look. Okay, kind of love that. Let's see, teenager. Oh, he kind of looks just like a good guy, which I'm totally about to ruin with the aspiration I give him. But he is cute. His facial features actually are really nice. I feel like he will definitely pass down some good genetics. So let's go ahead and age him into a young adult. And like I said, I already pre-chose the aspiration, and honestly, I'm kind of feeling like maybe he's like a hidden villain, because I chose that he would be a public enemy, but like I said, he looks like just like a nice goofy guy, so maybe he's like this secret menace, but he tries to be like really good presenting. I don't know, that's the story I'm going with. So let's go ahead and give him the public enemy aspiration, and like I said, we're going to randomize the traits until I find a trait that is his color, and his color is red. We're just going to, first one we got a snob. Then that has red in the wine glass. So snob, slob, and high maintenance, and a public enemy. Okay, so I definitely feel like this is a very two-faced guy. I feel like he tries to present, high class, high maintenance, and whatnot, but secretly at home he's like planning to take over the world, and he's just like a total slob. Like, his house is just trapped. That is the vibe we're going with for Crimson here. So honestly, I kind of like the shaggy short hair look, but I may choose another shaggy short hair look. See, like the wave, like the little, like almost flame shaped hair kind of fits him, being like a secret public enemy. And plus he's a slob, so he kind of have like sloppy hair, but he like hairsprays it because he's high maintenance. I kind of like that. But also, I don't like these eyebrows. I feel like he would have nicely shaped eyebrows, but maybe more like that. Maybe like the shaving the corners off type eyebrows. I don't know. And he's high maintenance, so I almost want to see what he would look like with eyelashes. He kind of looks cute with eyelashes. I won't put any other makeup on him, but I feel like he would maybe get lash extensions. And then, like I said, his color is red. I don't hate the suit look, but it can't be blue. It has to be red. That's good. That's good. I like that. It also brings the dark side of him out with the dark purple vest. And then, of course, we have to have nice red pants to go with this. So I'm thinking maybe like some, that is not what I was thinking, but they are shiny. Honestly, these are nice. I like these. It's a darker red than I was even going for, but I think it works. And then we can go ahead and give him some red shoes to finish off the look. So this is our son Crimson Rainbow, our red generation sim. And now let's go ahead and randomize him a partner off the gallery. Now obviously we want it to be a male, and I want it to have some kind of red on him. You know what? It was actually surprisingly hard to randomize a guy with red on him. This is the first one that came up, and honestly, I'm not mad about his genetics. He has a really cute face. I love his eyes. I mean, he technically only has red on the tip of his hair and on his shirt and on the stripes on his pants, but that's more red than I'm seeing on anyone else. Oh, and on the bracelet. Okay, yeah, he's wearing plenty of red. This can be Crimson's partner. So this is Victor. He is a romantic explorer. That's honestly kind of perfect. And he has 2 red traits. So we have self-assured, love bug, and romantic. Honestly, you know what? Yeah, this guy's perfect. So we are going to go ahead and we're going to use him to be our baby daddy / husband. So we will go ahead and make them spouses. They can have a steamy dynamic. And now let's get them into having some kids. So we are literally just going to repeat the same steps we did to get Crimson, except using Crimson and his partner. And of course this time, because like I said, we're going back and forth between male and female, I will be doing a daughter this time. And the next color in the rainbow is obviously orange. So this will be a orange themed female. So let's go ahead and get her genetics, and then we'll do her makeover. So we will randomize 3 times. So 1, 2, 3. Ooh. Wait, she has a lot of her other dad in her. Like, she has our eyes. We have the rainbow genetic eyes with the teal and whatnot from the original sim, but we have the black hair from her dad, which will probably change to orange. It's still like we have more her other dad's skin tone while keeping our eyes. I think that's really cute. I'm wondering if she's going to get her other dad's eye shape as well. And I am going to go ahead and give her orange hair because it's the orange generation. So I want to see her grow up with orange hair. But I'm going to go ahead and give her name. And the name I chose for her pre-made to this video is Ginger. And I think with her having ginger hair, it's self-explanatory. Let's go ahead and watch Ginger age up. Like I said, ignore the clothes, but we're going to see her face and her hair change. Let's see her as a toddler. Ooh, we got a short haircut. That's cute. Wait, she has really cute facial features. Oh, I think this is gonna be a cute sim. Oh, okay. We're sticking with the short. She likes the short hair. Let's see if she keeps that as a teen. Let's go. Oh, she grew her hair out as a teen. Okay. So she had short hair as a kid and she kind of grew it out. I think we may keep it grown out for her. She definitely did get the eye shape of her other dad. She pretty much has all her other dad's genetics except for the fact that she has our eye color. I think pretty much everything else came from Mr. Victor here, which is interesting. Normally there's like more of a balance, but I'm not going to complain. So let's go ahead and see her age into an adult. Oh, her facial feature definitely filled out a little bit. The chin is definitely more broad, which I can appreciate. But when it comes to gender, I felt like she should have the academic aspiration. So I'm going to go ahead and give her that one. And then we are going to randomize her traits until I see the color orange. So no orange there, no orange there. Is that count as orange? I feel like that's more brown, but it has orange in it. I guess that counts. So she's going to be a plant lover. She's going to be generous, but she hates children, which is a very interesting combination. So basically she's a plant mom, but we're gonna have to force her to have a kid. Maybe she's more of the nerdy plant mom, but she finds a partner that like really loves children and wants kids. Maybe that's the story we go with for her. So she's like, okay, well, I'll have a kid with you, but I'm not the one getting pregnant. So maybe like her partner is the one that gets pregnant, and maybe they do it like scientifically or something. I feel like that's the story that I'm going to go with for her, but this is definitely not her vibe when I see her in my head clothes wise. I do think she looks cute with glasses though, so we may keep the glasses, but everything else is gotta go. I'm gonna give her different glasses, but let's pick out her hair and her eyebrows first. I do like the long hair, like the story of her like growing her hair out when she got older, but I don't think this is the vibe. Well, if we're going with the story that she always had short hair as a kid and she's trying to grow it out as an adult, we might as well go all out and give her super long hair. So I think we're gonna give this one that gives like the Sims 3 hair vibes, the one that, you know, we all used from the base game. So we'll go with that. And I do feel like the thick eyebrows kind of suit her, but I do want them shaped a little better, maybe more like that. She looks so much more feminine than I had in my head though, because between like the academic and like being a plant lover and stuff, I felt like she would be slightly more tomboyish, but I love the long hair on her and it fits her facial features. So maybe we go with more like an androgynous look for her. I don't know. I don't hate the fact that she would be like kind of androgynous. So let's go ahead and give her the glasses that I said we were going to give her. Do we have any orange glasses that aren't sunglasses? But also these are like the nerdy academic plant lover vibe that I feel like we're going for. So maybe we go with that. And since we're going with like more androgynous look, maybe we don't do any makeup and instead we do like a nose piercing. I could totally see her having just like a little orange stud here. That's super cute. Maybe we can give her some orange earrings as well, so we can colorize by orange. I'm kind of thinking like either like gauges or some kind of like statement piece, but that's not girly. So when I turn off the feminine filter and the orange filter, they do have these base game ones that come up, and I feel like that the orange and the brown aren't a bad combo, especially with her skin tone. So I kind of like that for her. And then I'm kind of almost thinking like an orange flannel or some kind of orange sweater. So let's go into the orange and see what we can find. I know there's that one from Horse Ranch, but I'm not sure if that's what I want. Oh, but this is kind of like a cute like academic girl vibe. There is also this. I actually really like this on her. This is pretty much exactly the vibe I was going for. I'm not a huge fan on the gray t-shirt, but I really like the flannel, so I think we're gonna keep this one, and then maybe we can just match it with some orange pants here. Okay, but the bell bottoms are kind of a vibe. I kind of love that. And then maybe she can just have some like plain shoes. Do we have any? I'm kind of debating between orange or brown. I'm gonna put both the filters on. I know it's supposed to be an orange themed sim, but we're going with a brown accent. I wouldn't mind her having sandals. I feel like that's kind of her vibe, honestly. Maybe let's straight up go to the sandal category and take a look, because I think that's the vibe we're gonna go with for her. Maybe like these ones we got in the event. Those are kind of like naturey. I like those. And I feel like she would be very loyal and be like the kind to automatically wear a ring like as soon as she gets in a relationship. So let's go ahead and maybe give her like masculine looking ring, like maybe like this orange band. And now let's go ahead and randomize her a partner. So we are going to go ahead and randomize from the gallery again. And like I said, I'm looking for a female who wants to start a family. So I would prefer if she has something orange on, but I'm mainly looking for someone that's just kind of family oriented and fits the vibe. And like I said, it's a female, not male, so we can't choose this person. Wait, no, she's really cute. She wants to find her soulmate. She's a family oriented and romantic, and she's clean, which I feel like is always good. She's wearing just like a simple white dress, but I feel like it's so just like plain and ordinary that our girl Ginger here would love it. And her name's Celia. Is so cute. I really like her, and she's really pretty. Like, she's really pretty. Look at her face. Her eyes are adorable. Okay, I really like this sim. We're gonna make her our spouse, and they can have a close dynamic that is wholesome. I like that for them. And we are gonna go ahead and use the random genetics tool to create our yellow generation. So we will select her and her wife, and we are going to have a little boy this time. I'm not going to lie, as much as I love Ginger's genetics, I'm slightly hoping this baby favors after Celia, considering the story we're telling is they use science to have a baby and Celia gave birth. So I feel like it would make sense in that situation that it would take more after Celia, but we'll see what happens. So we're going to randomize 3 times for our genetics. So 1, a 2, a 3. Oh, okay. Yeah, we definitely got a little bit more of Celia's genetics. It's definitely gender skin tone. But we have the black hair for Celia, Celia's eyes. I'm a little sad we didn't keep our teal eyes. I was really liking that. But, you know, I technically asked for Celia's genetics, so I can't really complain. But I think we are going to change this little boy's hair to more of a blonde color. Now, do I go all out with the cheese hair, or do I go for more like a more natural golden? I'm thinking the more natural golden look looks better than the skin tone. I mean, anything looks better than the cheese hair, honestly. But honestly, like, what if we gave him like this long golden hair vibe? I mean, I haven't changed any of the rest of their hairstyles yet as an infant, but I kind of like the way that this one shows his gold tones, because I want to name this boy Golden. I know that's kind of a cheesy name, but we're going with rainbow themed colored names, and I feel like Golden Rainbow just screams yellow. So we're going to name him Golden, and we're going to watch him grow up, and then we'll give him his aspiration, his traits, and then we will give him his makeover. So let's go ahead and watch him grow up. Like I said, ignore the clothes, but we're going to watch the hair and the face. So a toddler, he cuts his hair short, immediately cuts his hair short. Well, I mean, he kind of kept it like medium length, but also that's his parents' choice, not his. Let's see what he says as a child. Oh, he is just going shorter and shorter. He's like, nope, I don't like the long hair I had. I want buzz. All right, let's see what he has as a teen. Oh, he grows his hair back out. Okay, maybe he's like, you know what? My baby hair was cute. I liked the long wavy hair. And honestly, this hairstyle actually really fits his face and the name Golden, I feel like. So maybe we'll keep that as his hair. I honestly kind of like it. I may change his eyebrows. I don't feel like it matches eyes, but I feel like he's really cute. I feel like his lips could be a little bit more full with the size of his nose, but that's really the only complaint I have. But maybe it'll fill out when we do young adult. Okay, actually that did help. Like the cheekbones sunk in, and that helped with pierced lips a little bit. But let's go ahead and give this boy his aspiration. And he's actually going to take after Celia with his aspiration because he wants a big, happy family. So the opposite of gender and basically taking after his other mom. So we're going to choose that for him. And then, like I said, we're going to randomize his traits until I get one that has yellow in it. Oh, here we go. So we have child of the islands as well as loner and overachiever. You know what? I don't hate that. Maybe because he's golden, he can give slight, like, islandy vibes. I don't know. I kind of like that because later on we have another sim that's gonna be the beach life aspiration. So maybe this is considering this is gonna be like their grandfather, that they like have a home on the island and then like their grandkid wants to have a beach life because they grew up going to their grandpa's house. That's kind of like the vibe I'm going with. And strip off his clothes because this will not work for a beach look. But we also want to go ahead and give him some different eyebrows. So I'm thinking these look really cute with his eyes because his eyes droop and these droop. And they're kind of dark, so it kind of works better with the skin tone instead of having like the bleach eyebrows. So let's go with that for him. And then what do we want to do as kind of islandy? Not this. It does have a palm tree on it. That's not the vibe we're going for. Of course, there is also this. This is actually kind of perfect. It's very golden. It's kind of islandy vibes. I feel like if we could pair this with like some yellow shorts, this could actually work. Okay, maybe he has a blue accent color because this is kind of perfect. I actually really like this. Oh, okay. And then what if we gave him like some kind of like funky bracelet to go with it that's like blue, some kind of yellow shoe? I'm thinking honestly, flip-flops? Flip-flops fit the vibe. So I like this for him. Honestly though, I'm kind of halfway feeling like he needs sunglasses. Maybe like this. I feel like this is the vibe of sunglasses he would wear. Okay, I like this sim. This is our boy Golden here, and we need to find him a partner to have a daughter with. So let's go ahead and we are going to add a new sim, and honestly I'm just looking for kind of a beachy gay guy, so I'm just gonna randomize until I find someone. I'm pretty sure this is a sim that just randomly gets placed in your world a lot, like when the game just auto generates random guys in the background of the world. This is one that I've seen pop up multiple times, but he's kind of perfect. Like he has the yellow beachy gay vibe going on. He even has a little heart mom tattoo. I don't know. I feel like Brent is really cute, but he is evil. He wants a successful lineage, so they both want a big family, and they're both family-oriented type of people, but he does have like a twisted, evil, dark side, and I kind of love that, so maybe we will choose this as our partner. So I feel like both of these sims obviously want a big family. Like, Brent may be evil, but he's family-oriented, and he wants a successful lineage, and you know, our boy Golden here definitely wants a big happy family, even though he's more of a loner and he's like a child of the island. So I feel like they would just want to basically go and buy an island and have a big family and raise their family away from society. I feel like as soon as they get engaged, they'd be like, you know what, we know what we want, and they would move out to the island and have their first kid before they ever officially sign documents. And then as soon as they sign the documents, they would have a bunch more kids. So that's the vibe I'm getting from them. So we are going to go ahead and have their first kid as our green generation while they are engaged. So they are technically fiancés, not husbands, but we are going to go ahead and we are going to play with their genetics. We're going to select both of them, and we are going to do a daughter this time for our green gen. So we will randomize 3 times and see what we get. So 1, 2, 3. Ooh, she's pretty. Wait, hold on, let me take off the hat. She is like really gorgeous as an infant. I really like her. Like, she has really short hair, but she's really cute. So this is going to be our green Jade. I love that she's kind of wearing green. It's like a turquoise green, but it's still green. Is that a frog? I think that's a yellow frog, which kind of gives green vibes. I don't know. It's a little more like a bluish green, but you know, the outfit doesn't really matter. I just think it's fun that she's wearing almost the right color. For our little green girl, I'm going very much with the crystal theme for this sim. So this sim is going to be Emerald Jade after both the different crystals, Emerald and Jade, because I couldn't choose. And I feel like I've had both an Emerald and a Jade in past series before. So I was just like, you know what? I'm going to put the names together. So this is Emerald Jade, and we're going to watch her grow up. So let's see her as a toddler. Oh, she is so cute. But she's actually really cute. I actually like that hair. I never use that hair, but on her it fits. Growing it out. And I love her eyes. Oh my god. She is so cute. Hey, let's see her as a teen. She embraces the waves. Maybe her hair becomes wavy when she gets a little bit older. I don't know, I kind of like that, but her face is so pretty. Was expecting the thick jawline, like the definitely like boxy jaw. It doesn't look that bad on her. Normally I don't like that on a sim, but it doesn't look that bad on her. I feel like with her eyes and her nose, it actually kind of fits. So let's go ahead and see how it fills out as a young adult. I liked it a little bit better as a teen. Honestly, I like the cheekbones better. We're gonna make it work. Emerald Jade, of course, I'm going with the crystal theme, so I decided to go ahead and give her the crystal crafter. So she basically wants to make jewelry and go ahead and harvest crystals and whatnot. So let's go ahead and randomize the traits until we get a green trait. Oh, we got 2 green traits. Okay, well, she's a grouch, she's jealous, and she's romantically reserved. Okay, well, that's interesting. That's gonna make her love life very interesting. Maybe she's a little bit more on like the Demi side. Like she has to really get to know you to have a connection. I don't know, it makes sense with her dad being a loner and she like growing up on an island kind of away from society. It's not the preferred traits, but they are green traits, and we are going with random in this series. So let's go ahead, take this outfit off so we can get a better idea of what we're going to do for her. Honestly, I know we've been doing the hair first, but I gotta fix these eyebrows. I do not like these eyebrows. Let's see, I want to find one that fits a little bit better with her face. I'm not really sure what to go with. I feel like we've been doing the lighter eyebrows a lot the last ones, like these faded eyebrows. I hate every single eyebrow on her. I think I've gone through and tried almost all of them, and I hate all of them. Okay, well, maybe she can have like early 2000 eyebrows. I don't know. I don't know what else to give her. Nothing looks good. They're not as defined as I want them, but everything else just doesn't fit her face. I'm really struggling with the eyebrows here, so we're gonna go with that. Maybe once we put makeup on, it'll help a little bit, but I'm gonna go ahead and pick out her hair. I liked the idea of her having wavy long hair. Maybe we go with green hair. So we could also do like wavy green. See, now I don't like the waviness, like the big thickness as on this hairstyle in green as I did in black. But I like this one in green. I feel like this definitely fits her vibe of what we're trying to go with. I am going to keep her eyebrows black though. I feel like they looked better as black. Maybe we'll go with the darker black because we're going to put makeup on her. She definitely would have makeup, and we haven't done makeup in a few different sims, so I want to play around with makeup for a minute. Let's just go ahead and turn on the green filter so I don't have to look as hard. Ooh, that was pretty from Wedding Days. That actually looks really nice with her eyes. And then maybe we could do like a little bit of a dramatic eyeliner. Do we do the green? I think the green's too much. Ooh, that's like a dark green eyeliner. That was black with green highlight, but this is like a dark green eyeliner. I kind of like that. And maybe we can even top it off with like a green lip. Maybe we don't go with a green lip. Maybe we go with a dark lip, but not a green lip. Maybe like a brown. Brown looks nice on her. And then we can do like a contour. Maybe that bronzy look on her. Some kind of nice dark blush. like that. I don't know, I kind of like that for her. And I like the shininess on her nose. It makes her nose stand out, and I think her nose shape is really cute. Maybe we'll go with that for her. And honestly, she makes jewelry, so I feel like she would wear jewelry. So let's go ahead and perhaps we can give her a nose ring as well. I know we've already done that with the sim, but maybe we do like the center nose ring, and it can bring some bright green into her, and then we can do like some kind of green necklace that has gems on it. Like, I almost am tempted to do that because she kind of grew up in an islandy situation. I feel like that just like recalls her home. I don't know, it just gives islandy vibes. Honestly, no idea what to do outfit wise, but I feel like a dress is almost the vibe, or some kind of full body outfit. So I feel like I really want to like this sim, but I'm also really struggling with her a little bit. Like, I struggled with her hair a minute. Her makeup and her accessories I didn't struggle with much, but like her hair was definitely an adventure, and definitely the outfit just now was an adventure. I couldn't really find a dress that was the right style and the right color, so I just kind of went for the right style. And I feel like this is definitely someone that grew up on the islands and wants to, harvest crystals and whatnot without looking like super islandy, because we went with the super islandy for Golden, and I just feel like she would not be quite as islandy as her dad, but definitely have that heritage in her. And maybe we could give her like a tattoo. I haven't given any of them a tattoo yet. Maybe that kind of matches her hair. I don't know, I kind of like that. Can you even see that? Yeah, you can see that with her outfit, and you can even see it on her chest on her outfit. Okay, we'll go with that for her. And then honestly, we'll give her maybe some kind of islandy bracelet, and then she goes out into the wild and harvests crystals. So I feel like we need shoes that she can go adventure out in. Maybe like these jungle adventure shoes would work. It would be hot, so I don't feel like she'd have like super high socks, but those shoes definitely look like they'd be more comfortable with some socks. So maybe we could go with some socks that make sense, that poke out just a little bit. These black ones with the island rainbow leaves on it, considering this is a rainbow generation CAS challenge, I kind of love. It's kind of a nod to the rainbow, and I'm kind of obsessed. And you know what else I would be kind of obsessed with is if we gave her the dirty fingernails. I know I've been using those a lot here recently, but I just feel like they're so good on a sim that does like yard work and whatnot. We don't have to give her like the super dirty ones. We can just give her like the little bit under the nail. I don't know, I just feel like she digs up crystals all the time, so it makes sense. So this is Emerald Jade Rainbow. Now let's go ahead and find her a partner. Now I have no idea what I'm really looking for her as a partner. I don't really know what she would go after besides a female that likes green. I mean, I asked for green. This is actually funny because this is a same sim I randomized for another series I'm working on right now. Like, not series. It's like one video, but it's like multiple sessions of me recording. And I redid her as the main sim, like gave her a makeover. So I guess maybe to that little video that's coming up soon, we can use this Mother Nature sim. I mean, all I specified was green, and she fits the market for sure. I do need to give her another trait because for some reason she only has 2 traits. Well, maybe she can be jealous too. I mean, Mother Nature she's kind of known for being a little bit moody, if we're being for real. So, but next we are having our teal generation child. So let's go ahead and we will give them maybe they're just spouses. No, not spouses. I mean partners. Maybe they're just partners, because Mother Nature, maybe they wouldn't completely settle down and they would just be partners, not necessarily wives. I don't know. I feel like Mother Nature wouldn't get married. Is that weird to say? I don't know. But we could definitely have a child with Mother Nature for sure. I feel like she is very earthy and would fit in to Mother Nature's vibe. So let's go ahead and we will play with genetics, and we're gonna have a teal little boy with Mother Nature. So let's go ahead and randomize 3 times. So 1, 2, and 3. Okay. I don't love the hair color. Maybe, I don't know, because we can't give him teal hair right away. I kind of feel like he would have brown hair. I feel like I've been changing the hair of almost every sim, so it's fine. I could give him brown hair even though it's not teal. But this is gonna be our teal themed child. I kind of think he's cute, honestly. Like, I feel like his eyes are gonna be really gorgeous. But he is teal, and this may seem a little random at first, but I'm gonna name him Turk. And I'm thinking Turk because, like, turquoise, which is a teal color. This is gonna be Turk. I don't think I've ever had a sim named Turk, so this is Turk Rainbow. I love that he's automatically wearing rainbow as an infant. Love that for us. But let's go ahead and age Turk up and see how he ages with his face and his hair. So let's go into the toddler. Same hair. Literally the same hair, but the eyes are so cute. Oh my goodness. Let's do a child. Okay. Still sticking with the shaggy look. And his eyes are definitely getting smaller, but still super cute. I'm loving the pouty, like, bottom lip as well. Let's see, as a teen. Honestly, I don't like his style as a teen. The hair, I feel like it's just a phase because he wants to have a beach life, which is the aspiration I pre-chose. Don't feel like this hair is very beachy. Everything else up to this point I felt like fit the vibe. This, I feel like he's just trying to, like, style it for school to fit in. But then when he gets older, he, like, embraces who he was as a child. So let's go ahead and change him into a young adult. Honestly, he's really cute. The lips are a little weird, but everything else about him is actually really handsome. I'm not mad about it, but let's go ahead. We're going to give him the beach life aspiration because he grew up with his family kind of being on the islands and whatnot. And we are going to randomize until we get a blue or teal trait because there's not a lot of, there's not a lot of teal, but this is actually a teal trait technically because it's perfectionist. It's like a light blue teal. So we have jealous. Oh my god, everyone in this family is freaking jealous. Okay, jealous, perfectionist, and a geek, and he wants to have a beach life. You know, I feel like he, like, definitely had to try to conform in school. Maybe, like, they lived on the beach, but they, like, moved into society, and he had to kind of, like, figure out how to fit in with, like, Mother Nature being one of his parents, and then, like, his other family coming from the islands, like, living away from society. So he's kind of, like, jealous of normal people, and he's kind of like a perfectionist and kind of more on the geeky side, but he still embraces, like, the fact that he lives in a beach society. So I don't feel like this, like, proper style is going to be a style, but I feel like he's definitely going to try to blend in a little bit more, being jealous and perfectionist, and history comes from. So let's go ahead and strip these super normal clothes off of him and pick a hairstyle that's a little bit more fitted for the story we're going with. You know, I feel like he always kind of had like a medium shag growing up. And I feel like him trying to embrace his childhood, he would maybe have the medium shag and kind of like fits in society while still getting Beach Boy vibes. I think I'm going to leave his eyebrows alone. His eyebrows I think are fine, but we can give him kind of a teal outfit that maybe is more on like the normie, maybe more geeky side. So let's see what we have for blue and green that kind of fits. Honestly, I know this is just the first shirt I picked, but it's the perfect color. And honestly, it's kind of the perfect vibe. Like, it really fits the vibe I was going for. But I don't know what pants-wise. Like, he wants more of a normal look. I mean, like, maybe these aren't horrible. They kind of give slight prep geeky vibes, which I feel like he's like a geek trying to fit in to the preps slightly because he has a weird background, but he's embracing his childhood shaggy hair. He's a complicated man. Okay, he's a complicated man. A man named Turk is definitely going to be complicated. Perhaps give him, honestly, some kind of just normal shoe. I mean, he does live in a beach town. The sliders are kind of appropriate. I know they're technically slippers, but we're just going to pretend they're sliders, okay? Because they match the shirt perfectly. But this is Turk, our complicated teal boy who is very conflicted about wanting to fit in and still keep his heritage just a little bit, but he just wants to fit in with society because his family, the past 2 generations, definitely don't fit into society. But let's find him maybe like a more normie boyfriend. Maybe he like really wants someone that's super normal. Well, I did say very normie, and this is about as normal looking as you get, in my opinion. Like, I feel like this is just your typical guy, honestly, especially with this outfit, just very bland and natural with just like a couple of colors. I don't know, I just feel like he has very normal vibes. So maybe we can go with him because he looks normal and honestly has really cute facial features. So I feel like he would be a really good baby daddy genetic wise. So let's go ahead and have them a daughter for the blue generation. So we'll make them spouses and we will play with genetics and we can choose these 2 and an infant female. And like I said, this is going to be our blue gen. So let's go ahead and randomize 3 times. 1, 2, 3. Okay. Honestly, I can't tell how she's gonna look when she grows up, but I feel like her eyes are gonna be cute. I feel like this family is just all had cute eyes though. So let's go ahead and select her. And we are going to name her Bluebell because she's the blue generation. And yes, that's definitely going to have a theme you will see when she ages up. But let's go ahead and start aging her up. So let's see her as a toddler. Let's go. Okay. Kind of more of a tomboyish look as a toddler. And then kind of getting more into her girliness as a child. Honestly, I feel like that's fitting because I feel like she would be pushed into being very girly by her dads because they both want a very normal look to society. And honestly, I feel like she's gonna grow up being kind of feminine in her own way when she's an adult. So let's see what she looks like as a teen. Yeah, she definitely gives like a feminine vibe for sure. And her face is so cute. I don't like her eyebrows, but her face is so cute. Let's give her a young adult look. Honestly, I kind of feel like her makeup, if I put a blue eyeshadow on it, would work perfectly. But before we change any of her looks, because I do want to make quite a few changes on her, let's go ahead and get a feel for her personality. So I feel like with the name Bluebell, she has to somewhat be into nature. So I feel like growing up, she would probably end up being like a flower arranger or something. So I'll start her off with the freelance botanist aspiration. And then we are going to randomize until we see a blue trait. Okay, so this is interesting, but surprisingly, in a way, it kind of fits. So, you know, her dads definitely push her to be more of a normie than the rest of her family does. I feel like the rest of her family is very much like, be yourself. You know, we come from the islands and be proud of your heritage. But her dads are like, you need to kind of try to fit into society a little bit more. So she's probably a little bit self-absorbed in the way that she wants to be popular, but her family also gives her like the background being generous and being true to yourself. But that being both her personality traits gives her a complicated emotion and kind of makes her gloomy. And then like the Bluebell, like I said, her name's Bluebell. It makes sense that she was somewhat be into flowers, especially with her grandparents being like the crystal generation, kind of earthy in another way. Conflicted between wanting to make her parents proud and being more relatable to her actual heritage. Her dad's just wanting her to conform. So I feel like she would even go as far to maybe try to make herself fit in with the populars by like giving herself blue eyes. I mean, she is like the blue generation, so it would be cute maybe if she like wore like blue contacts. But do we do it with like the more natural blue, or like, I don't know, I kind of really like the bright blue considering it's supposed to be the blue generation. generation. I don't know. I just feel like that with some blue eyeshadow would be really cute. But let's go ahead and perhaps give her a different hair. Okay, but honestly, this hair is kind of the most normie, preppy hairstyle in the game. And it has a little bit of a blue tip on it, but keeping her like natural color, I think that works really well for her. So we can give her that. And then like I said, I kind of want to give her some like blue eyeshadow. What about that? I know I use this eyeshadow a lot, but it's just so good. And it kind of fits her personality perfectly. And then we can give her like maybe a dark lip to go with it. Should we go with dark or should we go with pink? Maybe even a pink would look good on her. She's fine to look preppy, but maybe not like a super bright pink. I think the bright pink is a little too much. Maybe more like a concealed pink like this. I don't know. Like it has the shiny pink effect on it, but it's still kind of dark and toned. And then we can give her like a really cute blush. Maybe the one that goes like over the nose, and then some contour. So we can give her some contour and highlighter. I'm thinking maybe the darker toned would go with her face better. I don't know. I feel like that definitely gives like she wants to fit into the prep world vibe for sure. And she's definitely a little self-absorbed and a little conflicted. But I feel like she is gonna have a girly look. But like I said, she still likes to go out in nature and whatnot. Whether to give her a full like girly look, like we've been doing a lot of dresses, but I don't know if pants is her vibe. But I feel like she would want something she could be girly and flirtatious in one moment, and then possibly go and work with flowers and garden a little bit. Ooh, what about these? These have like blue flowers on them. That's kind of perfect. Wait, I love that. That's adorable. And then we can give her like some kind of blue, flirty, fun top with it. Wait, no, that's cute. I really like that. And then give her some cute blue shoes to go with the look. It's tying all together. It's tying all together. Maybe like these little sandals. Oh, yeah, that's the vibe. And then we gotta give her nails. Because even though she works in the dirt, she would paint her nails to cover up the fact that she works in the dirt. So we won't give her super long nails, but I do want to give her like blue nails. What about these? Those are cute. And it goes with our outfit really well. I think this is going to be our Blue Bell rainbow. And then to go with her, I feel like she would probably go maybe even with someone a little bit more masculine, because she would want to be the feminine one. Apparently, randomizing a masculine female sim is super hard when using this randomize from the gallery button, because I just spent legit 10 minutes randomizing sims, and this is the most masculine female sim I could find. And I guess she works because she has a lot of blue on, and honestly she's kind of just like really normal, which is the vibe we were going with her. She wanted to fit in. She wants a big happy family. She's family oriented, she's outgoing, she's neat. Like she just seems like she'd be a good mom. Honestly, she's super normal and kind of masculine, so I think we're gonna go with her. And I can't fit any more into this household now, so with 2 more generations to go, I'm going to go ahead and upload these sims to the gallery, and then do like we did with Golden, but do it with Bluebell and Lynn here, and go ahead and just make them the only 2 sims and finish off the challenge. So I feel like with their parents being very pushy for them to be a normal society family, we would definitely want to get married before we had kids, but I feel like they would still be really close and have slightly a steamy relationship. But I feel like they both came from like kind of like you want to be traditional type of families. So let's go ahead and choose that as their relationship, and then we will go ahead and have them a little boy as our purple generation. So let's go ahead and randomize the sun 3 times. So 1, 2, 3. Ooh, black hair and blue eyes. Big ears. Definitely bigger ears, but I'm kind of liking the black hair. I don't know. I just feel like it fits really well, especially since I don't really like the purple hairs in this game. So I'm kind of glad he has black hair. I don't know. I feel like black is more purple vibes than brown, I guess. But with his name being a purple name generation, I decided to go with Indigo, especially since his mom is the blue gen, because Indigo is kind of like a purple blue color. Plus, it reminds me of the name Indigo Montoya, like You Kill My Father, Prepare to Die. And I don't know, that's my favorite movie, so I'm kind of going based off that person or character, I guess. He's a character. In my mind, he's real. I really like Indigo Montoya. So let's go ahead and name him Indigo, and we will see what he looks like as he grows up. So let's go ahead and see him as a toddler. All right. I'm liking the big eyes. Super cute. The ears are going to be big too, though. I can already tell. Let's look at the child. Oh, he grows his hair out to kind of look like Indigo Montoya already. That's kind of fitting, honestly. Let's see if he fits it as a teen. Yeah, no, I don't like what he looks like as a teen. This is not going to work. Honestly, the face is really cute. He kind of gives monkey vibes with the ears, but I feel like we're going to grow his hair out. I don't know. I don't feel like he wants to have short hair. I feel like if he did have short hair as a teen, it was forced on him. I guess that would kind of work because, hold on. Let's age him up into a young adult. Oh, his face actually got even cuter as a young adult, except I don't like the fact his chin changed. He didn't have a dimple chin before, and now he has a dimple chin. Wait, am I just crazy, or did I just not notice? Maybe I just didn't notice. It wasn't as prominent. It got really prominent. But anyways, I was gonna give him the Master of the Grudges aspiration, which is something that came with a event. So I don't think you can get it anymore, but it's something I've been wanting to play through. So I think it's appropriate that I give it to him, even though I don't think this is going to be the Sims that I do that aspiration with. But maybe he has a grudge because he wants to do certain things with him and his parents to but don't you want to fit in? And he's like, no. And he's like the Master of the Grudges. But I chose Master of the Grudges because of, the Indigo Montoya thing. Complicated backstory, but I feel like that has been every single Sim so far. It's just been oh, your parents are trying to influence you to be one way, and you're either yeah, kind of, okay, I'll accept their norms, or no, I'm rebelling against you. It's very much either one or the other with these Sims. It is making them very complicated and have very complicated backstories. But maybe his parents were you're not fitting in enough, so they cut his hair off, and he's like, no, my ears are big. He ends up having a grudge, so he grows his hair out. I don't know. We should see what his traits are first. So let's see what we randomize for him having a purple trait. Okay, so he is loyal, he is a dance machine, and he's socially awkward. I like that's actually kind of cute. Maybe that's why they're you don't fit in, because he's socially awkward, so they try to cut his hair to make him fit in more, and that made him have a grudge against his parents. But he is loyal to his husband, whoever he finds in his adult life, and he's a dance machine. That's just fun. So let's go ahead. Like I said, we're definitely giving him long hair. So he is going to grow his hair out to rebel against his parents. I kind of like him being rebellious, maybe him having the shaved side with the braid and the long hair. I mean, that could work. That's kind of a mix between the braids and the long hairs. And plus it has the rebellious side. So I feel like that works. And maybe he'd be I have to do something with these ears. I do have purple. That could work. Maybe he could have a facial piercing too. I could totally see him having an eyebrow piercing. Maybe he could do a black eyebrow piercing. He could really try to be socially awkward and rebel against his parents and do some guy liner. I kind of love that. Just a little bit though. Not much, just a little bit, just enough to like piss his parents off. Yeah, I like that. I like that. All right, let's go ahead and strip these normie clothes off. He's cute. Okay, anyways, maybe he would have a tattoo. I feel like he would be the ones to honestly have sleeves. Honestly, I really like these. These work really well on him. Maybe he can also have like a back tattoo. Maybe like the tiger. That's fitting. He can have a tiger tattoo on his back. I like that. Maybe he grows his chest hair out a little bit. We haven't done any body hair on any of the Sims. I don't do body hair on Sims a lot. So maybe I can give him a little bit of body hair. That works for me. And let's go ahead and pick out his clothes. So let's see. Purple, kind of rebellious. You know, I feel like this shirt fits the alt awkward social vibe while also very much being like someone that would be a dance machine. Maybe we can give him that shirt and some kind of like fun purple pants, like something that like a dance star would wear on the dance floor, and maybe it's something like a little baggy or something kind of like sweatsuity. Honestly, something like this is exactly what I was thinking. Not so much with the yellow, but maybe yellow's his accent color, and then he can have like a big bulky sneaker to like tie it all together. So if we were to give him a purple sneaker, I know there's some fun ones in here. Honestly, those are perfect. I know they're Pride shoes, but they fit the pants perfectly. And plus he doesn't have a lot of white, so maybe he would wear that to tie in the white strings, and maybe we could do like some kind of white bracelet. Do we have a white and purple bracelet? That would actually be really nice, but I don't know if that's something we have. There's this one that actually kind of works. It's kind of like a tie friendship bracelet type thing. I don't know, I feel like that works for him. So this is our indigo rainbow, and I think as far as finding him a partner, I feel like it's definitely going to be a male that he like meets in the club. But he's so cute though. He kind of gives that social awkward vibe too. He definitely with his traits more of like an art booksy, like nerdy music lover, but maybe because he's a music lover, goes to the club to listen to the music, and he would have saw his dance moves and like maybe met him like outside the bathroom or something. It was like impressive dance moves, and you know, they both like purple, so they would connect on that, and then they just get to know each other, and they realize they're not quite alike, but they're both socially awkward, and they both love music, just in different ways. He likes creating music and art and listening to music, and our boy Indigo here likes dancing to it. So maybe he dances to the music. Junior Candy Man. Oh, Junior Candy. Maybe he's like a DJ. Like secretly, he wants to be a DJ. Not secretly, but maybe he wants to be a DJ, and that's why he's at the club, like, observing. I like it. They're cute. They're a cute, adorable couple. But with that, they are going to be the parents of our pink generation. So we are going to go ahead and make them spouses. They would definitely have a steamy and close dynamic, but we're going to use them to create our last generation, the pink generation, and it is going to be a little girl. So we are going to have them have a little girl, and we will randomize 3 times for the genetics. So 1, a 2, a 3. She is fancy, and that's kind of the vibe we're going to go with her. Let's see what color her eyes are. Oh, wow, the eyes. Okay. I have to see what this sim looks like aged up. Alright, but this is our pink generation sim, and the pink one, I'm going with like curly, like wannabe famous millionaire Broadway actress type vibes. And I feel like with it being a pink generation, I can't help but think of like Victoria's Secret pink models. So I'm just like wanting to name her Victoria after Victoria's Secret. I don't know. I don't even wear Victoria's Secret. I think I went in there once and my grandma dragged me in there, and I was like 13. It was so awkward and I hated the smell of it. I've never been back. That is where they sell the pink line, so we'll name her Victoria. And let's see what this face ends up looking like as an adult. So let's see, toddler. Eyes are not getting any better. Child. Oh, okay, normal. They look normal as a child. And honestly, the hair is really pretty. Like, I feel like that's definitely the vibe she would have went with growing up, wanting to be like an actress when she grew up and whatnot. And let's see her as a teen. Oh, okay, yeah, she's... I mean, okay, I don't mind the slit back hair. Like, that doesn't really bother me. The eye shape is very interesting. I do like the fact that we're back to the teal eyes. Or a teal eye. It's not the teal eye we started out with on the first sim, but it is a teal eye. I know it has some influence on that, but I still think that's cute. Her eye shape is very interesting. The rest of her face is adorable, except her eyebrows. I'm not the biggest fan of the bushy eyebrows. I feel like she would have tweezed eyebrows, but her eyes are just, wow. Very interesting. Let's see what they look like when you age into a young adult. I feel like the face has been changing way more when I age them up into young adults than it has in the past when I'm doing challenges like this. I don't know, maybe that's just my opinion. Let me see how she looks without the makeup though, because the green eyeliner is really throwing me. I don't know, I feel like she's gonna look better once we like tweeze her eyebrows and give her a different hair. Like, I don't mind the slit back hair. Like, I feel like, you know, she buckled down and wanted to be serious in like actress school, so maybe she would wear her hair back a lot because she's like doing her work and she doesn't want to interface to shinier. But then when she goes into the glamour scene and the actress scene, she becomes a little bit more glamorous. I don't know, but we have to figure out her aspiration and trait. So obviously she wants to be a master actress from the way I've been talking. So let me go ahead and I think that's under 4. What is that under? Is it under creativity? I guess it is under creativity. I guess that makes sense. And then we will randomize her traits until we get something pink. Well, that's interesting. I guess that makes sense. The unflirty is pink. So maybe she would be unflirty? She is our final sim, so she doesn't have to have a partner. So I guess that works. Though she is family oriented and creative. Maybe she's family oriented towards her parents and like maybe any siblings she had, but she's unflirty and doesn't really want a family of her own. She just loves the family she has and she wants to be master actress, and the creativity fits in perfectly with that. So honestly, that kind of works. Okay, we'll go with that. So let's go ahead and pick out her eyebrows and her hair, and then we'll do her makeup. But like I said, I feel like she would have some tweezed eyebrows. Like, she would have the thin eyebrows, like the early 2000 eyebrows, and like big eyelashes. But let's pick out her hair first. Wait, that kind of gives like girly pop vibes. Like, what if we made it pink though? Like, we could keep her eyebrows black to like show off what she had. But what if she had like a slight Nicki Minaj vibe with her hair? Like old Nicki Minaj. We're going early 2000s. Might as well. I don't know. I kind of love it. Okay, hold on. Let's do her makeup. So like I said, definitely would have the big eyelashes. We have pink eyelashes. I kind of want to go with that. They don't look as good as these, but at the same time, the pink is just kind of too good to pass up. Also, we want to go with the bright pink eyeshadow, like what I've been avoiding the whole time basically. And then she would have like a big eyeliner for sure. We just want to go with the right one. I'm almost thinking the big wing. I think the big wing is what she would go with. And then we can do some bright pink lipstick, like Barbie style blush, and maybe with that we leave it on the makeup. I don't feel like she would have any facial piercings, but I could totally see her wearing some kind of necklace. So let's go ahead and take her clothes off. Okay, but that's kind of totally giving like early 2000 pop music actress Nicki Minaj vibes, but like mixed with Barbie, and I kind of love it. I think that's the vibe we're going with. I totally think that's the vibe we're going with. So we are going to definitely put her probably in like a short pink dress. I mean, yeah, that kind of is the perfect look. Put that with like a pink heel. Oh my god, the shoes. I mean, I know they're from Get Famous. They're literally the exact vibe we're going for. It makes the dress a little pale, but the sparkles on the dress make up for it. And maybe there's like a bracelet that would tie it together. As much as I don't want the luxurious party pack to be what I use, I think it's the perfect blend between hot and light pink, and it kind of fits the vibe she's going with. And with that, I believe we're going to call it for our Rainbow Generation Create a Sim video to start off Pride Month. So I am going to real quick upload all these Sims to the gallery, and then we will go ahead and go through them and kind of just refresh the whole family generation timeline that we just went through. So as you'll see in a minute, I did upload all these Sims onto the gallery in 3 different families. So there's 3 different families of content, but if you removed all the spouses, it would only be 8 Sims in a household, and it would be all the rainbow Sims. But I wanted to go through in the recap with both the Sims we made and the spouses we randomized. So let's go ahead and start with our rainbow Sim, the Sim I made all the way back in 2018. And then we randomized her wife, Ivy here, very the feminine, sporty, lesbian vibe. And they had their son, the first generation, the red generation, Crimson. And he is a public enemy. And then he also got the snob, slob, and high maintenance traits. And he kind of has like the flame fire hair and the pretty eyelashes. And he's just kind of your snobby, evil man. But he found love in Victor, who is a romantic explorer. He's self-assured, a love bug, and romantic. And he kind of has that red vibe going on too. And they had their daughter, Ginger. So Ginger is our orange Sim. She wants to be an academic. She's a plant lover. She is generous, but she hates children. But she found love in a girl that she met in the academy who really wanted a family, and she's just this good, sweet girl. So she was like, okay, I don't like kids, but I will help you scientifically get pregnant. And they had their son, Golden. So Golden is our yellow Gen Sim. As you can see, very golden beach boy vibes. I gave him the big happy family generation aspiration, but he randomized the overachiever, the loner, and the child of the islands trait. So that's why we kind of went with a beachy vibe for him. And he found a beachy gay husband who just wanted a family, and they ended up going and living on an island and then raising a big family. And with that big family came the green Gen Sims. I'm going to go ahead and put down the second family of Sims here for us to look at. And so, like I said, we have Golden and his fiance at the time when they had the green Sim, Emerald, or specifically Emerald Jade. So Emerald Jade here is all about crystals. So she wants to be a crystal crafter, but she's also a grouch. She is jealous, and she's romantically reserved. So this is her, and I honestly love the way she looks. I think she's really cute. I think her style's really cute, and she ended up being partners, but it's kind of like an open partnership, and they don't really live together, with Mother Nature, because she's always out in nature digging up crystals and whatnot, so she would have met her there. She's romantically reserved, so she's probably not really wanting to be serious, but they decided to at least call themselves partners because they did have a child together, and their child is the teal generation Turk. So Turk, short for turquoise, here wants to have a beach life, and he is jealous just like his mom, and he is a perfectionist, and he's a geek, and he is the one that kind of starts like the whole maybe we should try to blend in in a little bit more. I mean, he comes from a family basically that lives out on the islands away from society. Other mom is Mother Nature, and he's just like, no, I'm gonna move to the beach city and I'm gonna try to find someone to fit in with, and he is going to be as normal as possible. So we randomized the sim Marco here, and he's just a ordinary guy who loves art, and he lives on the beach to paint beach paintings, and they grew a family together and tried to very much influence them to be the most popular and, regular preppy fitting in that they could. But with that, they had their daughter Bluebell. Now Bluebell, of course, with the name being Bluebell, loves flowers, so she wants to work with flowers, but she's also very torn because she's a little self-absorbed because her parents pushed her to be very popular and very preppy, but she's also has this history of the family of being on the island and being very loving and whatnot, so she's generous, and being those two different things has torn her apart and made her gloomy. But she, being a very feminine sim, decided to go with a more masculine partner to kind of represent a more quote-unquote stereotypical normal relationship, even though she's a lesbian. So this is her wife Lynn, and she is just a plain kind of masculine female sim that wears a lot of blue, and it's just kind of like the perfect mom material, and together they had the purple generation. So I will go ahead and pull up my gallery again and put the last family down here. So we will introduce their son Indigo. So Indigo, his parents obviously were pushed to fit in and be a normal society and try to blend in with the world, and I feel like he would have been like, no, I want to be rebellious, and move to the city, and kind of had a grudge against his parents. They made him cut his hair and whatnot. He's like, no, I want to have long beautiful hair, and I'm gonna have tattoos and wear eyeliner and be a dancer. So he would have moved to the city and somewhat found his partner in the club. But this is him, our purple Gen-Sim, very rebellious and very kind of hip hop, alt vibes. But he found his soulmate because he showed off his dance moves, and then he socially awkwardly met his partner, who is also socially awkward, who is totally into making music, and he makes the music and Indigo dances to it. So it's Indigo and Junior Candy from what we randomized, and they had the final generation, the pink generation, Victoria. So Victoria is your Barbie, Nicki Minaj, early 2000 pop star actress who wants to be a actress. She's family oriented, creative, and a little bit unflirty. She doesn't really want a partner. She just wants to focus on her career, her music, and her acting. So with that is our final family here. Took me a minute to get through it, but I hope you enjoyed this video for Pride Month. It's the first video I'm putting out during Pride Month if my plans go accordingly. But like I said earlier in this video, this month is going to have rainbow pride-filled content in it like Pride Month always does on my channel, and I hope you stick around and show some support for the LGBT community, because I hate to say that a lot of people don't understand where the need for pride comes from, but I do think that's kind of what our society has turned into, and that's good and bad, because it does show that there's definitely more acceptance, to the point that the younger generation doesn't really understand why there needs to be pride, because they are more accepted nowadays. Like the LGBT community is. Trans is more unaccepted than being gay or bi or pan or any of that at this point. And I consider trans part of the queer community. I mean, obviously. So they should have rights to they're just as important in Pride Month. I feel like it's a good thing that they don't understand that there used to be so much hatred, but also it's important to go back and show that history. There's still a lot of hatred for the LGBT community. It's just more accepted than it used to be, but I still think it's important to show pride, not just in Pride Month, but especially in Pride Month, because there's still people who are closet and scared to come out, and I feel like it's important that they should know that there's at least one and honestly way more people out there that will love them for who they are, no matter what they are. So anyways, that's my whole message I like to spread out in Pride Month. So I will end this video here. So thanks so much for watching. Make sure to like, subscribe, and do all that awesome stuff because you guys are awesome people. I'll see you next time. Alright, bye!